Hey everyone, welcome back for another cool tool. And look, it's Krista Clay again with Pink Zebra, my friend. Thank you so much for doing another one off your phone where I was like, what is that one? Today she's going to talk about SquareUp, which I actually do use SquareUp. I never use the app. I use it on the computer, so I'm kind of excited to see the app version of it. Never thought to use the app. So tell us, what is SquareUp? What are you using it for? And then we would love to take a look behind the curtain and see what it looks like.
Okay, so this is just going to be an overview,
Right.
not going to lie. So there's the Square app. That's where you're taking payments and all that. And there's SquareUp. They're the same, but they're different. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so they're like together, but SquareUp is where we're going to call it build a website.
Okay.
But when I show it to you, it'll make a little more sense. It's not really, I guess if you weren't with a business, you could use it as a site. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you can still invoice and everything like you do on your Square, right? So Square is a little device, if you've never used it, that you can order and take to events and they can swipe their card on it. Or sometimes it looks like a computer screen. You might have seen it at vendor events or smaller stores. The SquareUp is kind of like the online shopping version of it.
Right.
And all honesty, I heard some other people were using it and I'm nosy this way. So I was like, hey, girl, hi. And I watched a couple YouTube videos on it, and me and my friend Emmy sat on the computer in different states and worked through it for a couple hours to teach ourselves it.
Love that. I do that with
Well,
people too.
I'm very impatient, so I need to learn stuff and I'll sit until I get it. So it is self-teachable. And the reason that I wanted to use it is because some people are doing live selling now.
Mm-hmm.
And Pink Zebra does do, might see them out and about doing live selling. And I'm trying a different version of it. So we were using JotForm.
Mm-hmm.
But what's really cool about the Square is that it accepts AfterPay. What's that mean to me? That means that I can invoice somebody online or at a vendor event or wherever you're at. And they have the option to use AfterPay, which means that they can pay in 4 payments.
We might have to come back and do a whole AfterPay.
And the days, oh, here we go. We're going to be here all day recording stuff, and I'm fine with that. So AfterPay allows them, you send them an invoice, they choose how they want to pay, credit card, PayPal, blah, blah, blah. And they choose AfterPay. AfterPay and them do their thing. They agree to the terms. AfterPay sends you the money. You place the order, or they order what you have online. So I can actually take their order, input it into our system at Pink Zebra, invoice them. They can use AfterPay, and I can take that money and pay for it. And right, because that money is already, the money is already given to you. It's already paid. Whatever happens after that is between them and AfterPay. So is that the only way? No, but that's why I came to this. SquareUp. Listen, it's just been a day. SquareUp. So I do not do vendor events. However, I work online. So this can work in all the ways. Okay. So if you're at a vendor event, you could take the Square, you could do the invoice on your phone and send it to their phone. They could pay. And so that's the cool thing. If you already have Square and you're like, mine doesn't have Afterpay, you go into your settings and click it on and you're good to go. So it really is just that simple.
All right. Let's talk SquareUp. Show us the behind the scenes.
It won't let me share you, dog. Gotta give me permission.
Oh yeah, there you
go. All right, we're going to share the screen. And the reason I'm saying that this is an overview is because there's a little bit involved with entering in all your items and all that. But the third row down all the way to the right, it is a white background with a gray square. And it says Square. I'm going to click it. Okay. So this is where it comes to every single time. I'm going to go to more. So when you get in here, it's going to ask you a lot of questions about you. You're going to put the name of your business. You have to like plug in the guts of it. All right. So I can send an invoice. Look at that. Create invoice. I can pull from my customer data bank. So if they've ordered from me before on here, their information will already be there. I am just now starting to use this, FYI, so I don't have all that built up. It'll let you do different payment methods. It will let you choose every single one of these things. Okay, so this is the guts, right? You are choosing the guts of what you want your stuff to say. It will run reports. You can add items online. It will store your customers. You can send messages, balances. It does all the things. It does all the things. And you kind of got to click on each thing to do it. But what I want to show you, what is really cool and where my reel comes on, is I'm going to go to online. All right, so this is where Square connects with SquareUp.
Okay.
Let me show you what I made. I was there to show you what I made. Preview site. I made this on my computer. It's easier. It's on your phone and computer. It's much easier on your computer. Look what I made.
Girl,
I made that.
Great photo.
I know, right? Same picture. I don't like a whole lot of pictures of me, but I also want people to know when they see me on every place.
Absolutely.
That it's kind of like, all right. So everything that you see here.
It's a landing page is what it is. A shopping page.
Literally everything you see though, I plugged in. I'll show you where it's at, but I could do the fonts. I could do the colors. I could put the picture, even the way it's arranged. Okay. But you don't have to like program it. So the only thing that we are allowed to put on a live shopping form in our company is live blends. We can sell other things, but on our forms, all we're allowed to do is the live blends. Okay. Just FYI. But looky here, look at the bottom. Payment types accepted. They can just click AfterPay and it takes them right there. But also you can plug in your links. So if I hit home, if I hit shop my website, it takes them to my website. Follow me on social media, it takes them to my milkshake. Right? So then it gives all my milkshake links. Join my team, it takes them to that page on my website. Join Scent Flirt, all right? Everything has like a link hooked to it. So if I go to shop my blends, it all says low stock because I just loaded more up and I only put one on each. So here's my blends.
That creates FOMO though, so that's okay.
Right. So if they click Aloha Mango, they can just add it. And look how Afterpay is like on. I didn't do that. That's just how that's how it shows up.
Nice. Well, you just totally inspired me to add Afterpay to Social Summer Camp. Like, I'm a Square website. Why not just click it and turn it on? So when we're done here, I am totally going to go do that. I mean, a lot more people, if we're just being honest, this day and age, it's very hard for people to have a bulk of money right now. And sometimes they want to do it right now, but they don't get paid until next week. Right. They don't get paid until, right. So now I went to edit instead of preview. Okay. I just want to show you like where this stuff is. So when you go to create, and I strongly urge you to watch a YouTube video just so you can get your bearings around
where things are.
Sure.
Because it makes it so much easier. So header, this is going to show you exactly what's in the header. And see at the top, that's what they consider your header. So you can logo. I can change my logo, but I don't want to, right? Navigation, that's where you're going to put your links. So if you click on that logo, it's going to take you to my website.
Nice.
Right? And you can add buttons, you can take away buttons, you can customize. What color do you want? What layout do you want? And this is for every single section. Okay. And this is how you build, what colors you want. And I literally played with everything. That's why there's so much on there. Some can be less. Some people literally just put, here's my links and here's where my shopping stuff is. So now here is the main part, which is this. And I can change the layout, and I can click it. So it would change. It wouldn't have my picture. Or it would be like that, or it'd be like that, or, you can just play with it and change the fonts and it'll walk you through. So you can change the colors, you can change the background colors. And so is it a lot? It's not once you wrap your head around it's broken down into sections. You just have to slow down and read and click each thing, right? So I didn't know that the navigation is where you put the external links and such.
Ah.
So I had to go back. The good thing is I can go back anytime I want. I'm not paying for this.
Right.
I literally am not paying for this. It's free.
That's what I was just gonna bring up. So it doesn't cost anything, but when you process payments through them, you do have to do the payment processing.
It does. So if
just like when you use Square in general.
Correct. So if you let's say that, all right, so I did have an order already and she used AfterPay. They don't have to use AfterPay, but what a function that is, right? If somebody wanted to join my team, I'm just saying, they can do the AfterPay and sometimes that works for them. So I want to say it's 2.6%.
I think it's 2.9 and 30.
Is it 2.9 and 30
cents
or something like that? Yeah, I have to tell you though, I had some people on my team and they were like, I'm not paying no fee. And I said, okay, well, let me pose it to you this way. I get it. Who wants to lose $3, right? But would you rather have $1,000 more in sales this month and lose $10 in fees, or just not have those sales at all? And it could be different for everybody. Me, myself, I'll take the $1,000 in sales because my commission off that's going to be way more than $10.
Right. Absolutely.
So even if it was a brand new customer, it's worth it to get that brand new customer in the door. If it's a brand new consultant joining the team, it's worth it for a couple dollars. To me.
Oh, absolutely. And I think when you start to use SquareUp, so you just showed them the version of how they could do it with the website, the shopping website, but Square overall, I mean, that's how you cash and carry in your groups. That's how you do all of that stuff. And you are able to sell and get paid from the product you're selling. So it's just another avenue of income besides your company website. That's smart business.
Right. So I do a lot of Cash App, PayPal, all that stuff. I have that. The SquareUp, at the end of the day, the little site that it makes is much prettier than the Jot form, in my opinion.
Sure
it's much more professional looking.
It's a shopping site with a checkout. Yeah.
Correct. And the invoices are really professional looking, and I'm have to pay for it except for that fee. Okay.
Yeah.
But the Afterpay right now in our economy is huge. And somebody did mention, well, I just don't think that they should be doing it if they can't pay. First of all, we don't get to make that
None of your
decision for
business,
them.
right.
And right, it's none of our business. And that I'm not forcing them to use it. They're choosing as a grown adult to use it. And I've used it before. You know, maybe it's just,
Absolutely.
I mean, why
The
not?
payment plan, a 4-part payment plan or 3-part, whatever you choose, but it's a payment plan. They're still paying it, but they're paying Afterpay and use the consultant or getting your money right up front. You don't have to wait for those payments. You don't have to wait for it. So it literally has created a payment plan.
And it's instant gratification for everybody. It literally is like that. And so, and if you transfer the money out, you know, there's always a little fee with that. Again, I'm okay with it. Sales, new customers, new consultants, whatever it is. And it's good customer service at the end of the day to have that options available to them, in my opinion.
Sure.
It's a little more freedom. And I
love it.
Yeah.
Love it. And I said you got me excited about going and adding that. I'm just gonna click the button. I'm gonna turn it on because why not? What do I got to lose, right?
Yeah.
So you just
you don't have to have the site. Say you're a vendor person and you don't want all that site stuff. You don't have to have it. Just go into your payment settings in your Square because that's where it's at. And you just have to click on.
I think I'm gonna title this SquareUp and Afterpay because we're kind of talking about it already.
Yeah. And also, it's free, but if you wanted to upgrade like everything else, it will give you the option to do even more features depending on what you're using it for. And it will add the chance to use PayPal. Okay. Now PayPal's a big deal for people too. And it also has PayPal credit and the pay in for PayPal way. Square also will offer you a free card so that you can just use that card to use the money that's in the Square account. So you don't have to transfer it to your bank. So
it works just like a card, like a debit card.
Yeah. So it's like that fee, that transfer fee to your bank, that little tiny fee, you can eliminate that by using that free card.
Yeah.
So
all of my automatic payments are set up on that for the business. So payments to StreamYard and all that stuff are all set up off that card. So yeah, perfect. Excellent. SquareUp and Afterpay, since we talked about it, I'm just going to title it as both. Krista, you are amazing again. We have one more cool tool that we're going to record today. She is the best. Like I have held her hostage for a while now. We got one more, but I love talking with you. And it's always fun to kind of like brainstorm together and think things through. So I love networking like that. So we will be back for one more cool tool from Krista Clay, and I'll see you guys soon.
Bye.